Hello students, welcome to Vijetha IS Academy. In the previous session, we have began with philosophers around the world. Some philosophers we have seen. In this session also, we are continuing with philosophers. And some more philosophers at the old level we are going to see. In the previous session, we have understood that in which context Greek philosophers like Socrates and Plato were giving their philosophies. This will continue. As we know that we human beings emerged from animals to humans. But animals will have certain basic instincts like food is the major, sleep, mating. So these are the basic essential elements for animals, and beyond that animals will not group into a society, and they will not construct their own roads, they will not construct their buildings, hospitals and all, and they will not rule themselves. But on the other hand, we human beings are doing that. Even though we emerged from animals, this is what making us different from the animals. We are constructing our houses, hospitals, roads, buildings, and we are ruling ourselves. Suppose if there is no any kind of regulation over the actions of humans, then we will behave like this. That's why we need some kinds of rules and regulations. It could be out of force also, it could be from inside also. So these regulations, rules, code of conduct, there should be a code of conduct. Otherwise, there is no difference between we humans and animals. We also behave like animals. Different people have given different type of ideologies and ideas. What is the real purpose of this human being? We did not born as animals, we are born as humans. Now, if we are born as humans, what is the real essential element? What is the purpose? What is the essential element, and for what? What is the goal? Animals will not have their own goal. Animals from morning to evening, taking the food, sleeping. When it comes to animals, whatever we human beings are doing, they are not capable. But we are capable of doing many things. Animals cannot move from one continent to the other continent within few hours, but we human beings are moving across the globe, and we human beings are going to space also. We are exploring other parts of the space also. Since ancient times, the idea of human life gradually changing. Today we are talking about space, but 200-300 years ago there was no such concept. In fact, 100 years ago itself it was a very difficult part. And if you go back to 1000 years ago, then even we do not even know that our earth looks like a globe. Ideologically something was there, but really there is no evidence to prove that it is a globe practically. People started exploring much later. As the knowledge is increasing, our idea is also increasing. And if we go back to 2000 years, understanding about human life itself changing. But there are certain things, what are the goals? So how a human conduct should be, so that humans live peacefully. Humans will not suffer. And people will not feel restricted. People feel freedom. People feel freedom. So people have to feel the freedom. That's what one of the goals of human life. Then there must be some kind of code of conduct. One person may live in one person may believe in something, other person if they believe exactly opposite, then conflict will emerge. So there must be some kind of guiding light. That guiding light is kind of philosophers. Philosophers used to come into the old stage often regularly when societies were generally, when more number of wars, battles, violence, wealth accumulation without sharing. Without sharing, that means accumulating wealth without sharing, without recirculating in the economy, it is not useful. Then people will, when somebody save, when somebody protect this wealth by digging a hole and keeping them underground, somebody go and take it. Stealing and rapes, code of conducts. Now, when these kind of activities are there, some people are suffering. Some people suffer and some people get happiness. Some people feel prosperous, some people feel poor. The difference between animals and human beings can think of these people also, human beings can think of these people also. But on the other hand, animals cannot think that way. Animals is survival of the fittest. If you are not fittest, then you are automatically get killed by some other animal. But here, humans need not to think in the similar way. Humans can think about all human beings are same. Some poor people also we can take, and if there is any suffering, we can remove that suffering for the other sections of the people. The variation of the life, philosophy of the life gradually changing from ancient time period to medieval time period to modern time period. Some of the philosophers we are going to see in this session. One person has told, this is the syllabus, contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. There was a person called Cicero. This was the time period. He was living during Roman Empire time period. Roman Empire time period means in our context after Mauryans. Mauryans means in the previous session we have seen like Kautilya, Arthashastra. Kautilya has given his own philosophy. A state must think about welfare of the people. When he was giving his ideology in 300 BC, after Mauryans in European countries, Roman Empire emerged. He was living during that time period. This is the philosopher name. And he has coined a particular term, but this is not limited to his particular philosopher only. He has coined a term called summum bonum. It is a Latin phrase. And what is the meaning of this? The highest good or ultimate good. What is the ultimate good? What is the highest good? It will change from time period to time period. Suppose when there is no digital divide, when there is no computer at all, then if books reach everywhere, that is good. When computers are coming, when digital infrastructure is coming, some people are enjoying internet and it is giving better opportunities. Some people are not having any kind of access to digital infrastructure. Now, in this atmosphere, reaching the digital infrastructure to everybody is a good thing. So, this is how it will change when it comes to materialistic life. But fundamentally at ideological level, in philosophical level, what is this? What is ultimate good or the highest good? It represents the ultimate goal or the most desirable state in various philosophical and ethical systems. Every philosopher need to think about this one, the highest good every human being need to think about this summum bonum, the highest good. According to, it was introduced by Roman philosopher Cicero to denote the fundamental principles on which some system of ethics is based, that is aim of actions, which if consistently pursued will lead to the best possible life. There will be certain goals. For example, there is a ruler. Rulers will have certain goals. And if they their goals and the path to achieve that goals are good, maximum possible or better outcomes will come from his rule. We have to walk the path, and this path will give ultimate results, the best result if the systems are good. The ends will change. The ultimate, for example, when it comes to today, 100% digital literacy. That is the goal of the country. 50 years ago, there was no such kind of goal, 100% digital literacy, because there is no such concept of digital at that time. 100% literacy, that was the goal. And even before that, goals were different. But the administration, whether it is British administration, Mughal administration, or present day independent India administration, what kind of systems are in place to achieve whatever may be the goal of that particular government. Goals can be changing from one time period to the other time period, but if systems are there, for example, since independence, if we are following a democratic system, that is the system, and through democratic setup, we are trying to achieve different goals. In 1947, some goals, 50 some goals, 70 some goals, 90 some goals, and 2024 some other goals. But we are not destroying the democratic setup. People must be involved in the solving the country's problem. That is the fundamental simple solution, simple aim, simple philosophy of democracy is, you do anything in the country, you try to solve any problem in the country, but people must be involved in the decision making, people must be involved in the governance. You keep changing the goals, but you keep involving the people. That is the simple fundamental. Time will change, and when autocrats, democrats were there, when autocrats and when totalitarian regimes were there, their systems were different completely. When it comes to summum bonum also, we need to create a system that is based on the ethical system, ethics, based on ethics, based on the good elements, foundational values. Then if that system is in place, then automatically any kind of goal, any kind of outcome we can achieve, that outcome is also going to be fruitful and best possible outcome will come. And this, the meaning summum bonum, it's like a happiness, but happiness meaning will change, keep changing from time period to time period. Similarly, this concept, what is the ultimate goal? What is the ultimate good? What is the highest good? The concept is also interpreted by different philosophers in a different way. Ancient Greek philosophy, and if I have to give timeline, so this was Greek, Alexander the Great. His time period is 336 BC to 323 BC. So during this time period, this is just an important personality to remember, but before him also Greek philosophers were there. And when he conquered all these territories, and he has taken the culture of Greek to different regions, say like 100 BC. During this time period, Greek philosophy in different periods, like when it comes to in Indian context, Rig Veda was written in near Indus Valley, other Vedas were written Ganga, Yamuna near. Similarly, as time passes, initially Greeks were very good thinkers. Greek philosophies emerged during this time period. And after some time, like Mauryan dynasty replaced by other dynasties are replaced by Gupta dynasty, Guptas replaced by Delhi Sultans replaced by Mughals, and Mughals replaced by British. Like that, same India only, same Indian subcontinent, different people keep coming and ruling. Similarly, all these areas were now later replaced by Roman Empire. Roman Empire 300 CE, and it continued 400 CE also, 500 CE also, it continued. During this time period, the philosophers who emerged called Roman philosophers. So when it comes to summum bonum was the person who coined by a Roman philosopher Cicero. But that highest goal, highest good, even though Greek philosophers did not coin that particular term, but their philosophy are also talking about highest good only. In the Indian context, Buddhism, Jainism were talking about truth, non-violence. Do not give importance to these rituals. And they have given different names. But the essential philosophy was also there before Buddhism, Jainism also, in the form of Upanishadic thought. So similarly, even though a person has coined this term, but the idea was there before also, they were also talking about highest good. That's where this Greek, ancient classical Greek. Now according to him, according to Plato is saying, he argued that forms of good was the ultimate source of all goodness and truth. He saw contemplation of the good is the highest aim. Plato has given like wise, wisdom, knowledge, courage. So these are the various values that according to Plato he has given. These are the highest aims and goals of any person's life. And he also, according to social circumstance also, he has given like wisdom and people. If we capture this idea in the form of people, philosophers represent that. Courage and valor is represented by the warriors, and creation of the materialistic wealth is by the workers. Like that, he was visualizing what is good for the society, what is good for the kingdom and state. Aristotle, after Plato, Aristotle will come, and in fact Aristotle was the teacher of Alexander the Great, and he told, translated as flourishing or happiness achieved through a life of reason and virtue was the ultimate end. If there is a life, and that life should not be lived very blindly, that everybody is moving, that's why you are also going according to that. If you have a reason, if you have a purpose, if you have some kind of reason behind what you are doing, and if you know it fully, then that is called the life, ultimate end of the life. That means whatever action you are doing, there should be a reason behind it, and that reason should be known to you. Everyone is preparing for IAS, because of that I also should prepare. Generally this kind of thinking will be there. If that is the case, then we don't know really the real essence and real enjoyment in the preparation of IAS. But if you yourself feel that you want to become, then the enjoyment in the process is going to be very at next level. That's what the ultimate end is, that you have to know what is the reason behind your actions. That state of mind is called flourishing state. If you are doing that, then that is your ultimate end, summum bonum of that life. They did not coin it, but still they are talking about the concept is same. So something like that. So it's like when it comes to Einstein, he was talking about a small amount of mass can be converted into huge amount of energy, E is equal to mc square. He did not create the atomic bomb. Later somebody created it. But even though he did not create an atomic bomb later, but before atomic bomb he was talking about something on these similar lines. He did not coin the term, but he was giving that a particular theory only. So something like that. Next, Epicurean and pleasure. When it comes to India, there is a kind of philosophy called Charvaka philosophy. What is the ultimate end of this life? What is the ultimate good of this life means? There should be no suffering. People should not suffer. And if people do not suffer means people should involve in the pleasure. Whatever you want to eat, eat. Whatever you want to drink, keep drinking. So whatever these senses are asking, if you satisfy the senses, that is the ultimate goal. For some person, if you satisfy the senses, that is the ultimate goal. For some person, whatever you are doing, if you have a reason, if mentally, if you are satisfied with what you are doing, that is the ultimate end of this life, ultimate goal of this life, highest good of this life. So it is varying from person to person, depending on the ideology of different people. And these people are also there who are, there is a great following for this kind of ideology also, there is a great following for that kind of ideology also. That's why it is not a single definition. Different philosophers are giving different meaning to this particular phrase. Ancient Roman philosophy, and he is the one who coined this particular term. And there is one more person, Stoicism means living according to the nature. Just if you enter into the nature and if you act according to the nature, that is ultimate good, ultimate end of this life. Virtue and living in accordance with nature were considered the highest good. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius saw virtue as the highest good, believing that living virtuously would lead to happiness and fulfillment. If a person lives according to the fundamental truth, fundamental virtues like truth, then automatically a person gets happiness, and this is the ultimate aim of a person's life. That is called Stoicism. When it comes to, this is Roman, and in medieval times, after some time, Christian theology, in this medieval time period, Christianity dominated European thought, and according to Christian thought, the ultimate good was identified with union with God or eternal salvation in the afterlife. Somebody was telling that after end of this life, we have to merge with the God. That is the ultimate end. If we strive for that, then that is our purpose when we are living on this earth. Different people. Some people say a honest and truthful life is the ultimate end. Someone says pleasure. You should be happy everywhere. That's why you should enjoy all the materialistic life. That is the ultimate end of this life when you are living in this. Christian theology says it is not about this life. After life you should merge with the God. That should be your ultimate end. And to merge with the God, you have to work in this life according to the tenets of the God. If you work according to the religious book, then that is the ultimate purpose. So it will vary. So from religion to religion, even in case of Indian philosophies also, soul will be there. Advaita philosophy says there is no difference between Brahman and Atman. As long as this Atman is there, this body is there, you should work accordingly. Then if you do not commit any kind of mistakes, or if you do not commit any kind of activities which go against the nature of Brahman, then automatically you will be eligible to join, merge with the God. Otherwise, this soul, because of the karma, it will continuously take rebirths and perform some karma, and again take rebirth and perform certain karma, and life after the life, it will be continuously in this virtuous cycle, it will not merge with the God. But as you are born in a human being, as a human being, you have the capability to think. Animals do not have that capability to think. You may be born as a tree, you may be born as an animal. In those lives, you are not having any kind of reason to do on your own. But when you are born as a human being, you have the ability to think about this. And when you are a human being, you perform, you do code of conduct, you just behave according to the code of conduct, that is called dharma. Then you will break this life and death cycle, you will merge with the God. That kind of philosophy in the Indian soil also. In medieval Europe, Jesus, Christian theology talks about that one. Ultimate aim of this life when you are living is to merge with the God. If your activities are like that, then you are enjoying the highest life, highest good, and you are achieving that highest goal. And another person, he is going to merge with religion, with other aspects. Synthesizing Aristotelian and Christianity, Aquinas saw the highest good as a combination of the life of the righteous and communion with good. Suppose if you want to merge with the union of the God, suppose if there is a principle that if you convert more number of people to Christianity, you will get merit in the God. Then you will convert many people, but you will commit so many crimes also, like which are not virtuous. That's why those two ideas go against each other. According to Thomas Aquinas, you have to function according to the God standards. At the same time, you have to live a virtuous life. Virtuous life, truthful life, you have to follow. Otherwise, it will have no meaning. According to him, both you have to merge with God also, and you have to live with a virtuous life also, having good qualities of goodness, truth, love, sacrifice. So all the many good elements, good human values are there. You have to live according to that simple life, and also you have to join with the God also. If you achieve both, when you are living, you live a virtuous life, and after the death you will join with the God. That is the ultimate aim of this goal, ultimate goal of this life. Next one, in modern philosophy, in modern times also somebody trying to give the definition that what is the ultimate good, and this question will be keep continuing. Now also we are keep questioning what is the purpose of this life. We are living whether 100 years or 80 years, whatever life we are doing, people will be keep questioning what is the ultimate end of this life, ultimate objective of this life. Immanuel Kant, he was there during 1800s, 1700s and 1800s. He is saying that the ultimate goal, ultimate highest good was the combination of a moral virtue and happiness, with the former being necessary condition for the later. Moral values, so moral values like doing your duty for the sake of duty. He is going to talk about duty, we are going to see now. Moral values you have to follow, and happiness, you have to follow morals also, at the same time you should be happy also. If both are happening, that is the ultimate. So means and ends both are same. End should be happiness, means also must be virtuous. Suppose if you want to earn money, by stealing also you can earn the wealth, but that should not be the way. You want to get happiness by having more wealth, and by stealing also you will get the wealth, but that will not give you happiness. So happiness will be only when you get that wealth through hard work and without cheating anyone. Then if you achieve that success, happiness, when both are achieved, that is what ultimate. So you have to follow morals also, at the same time outcome also should be happy, then it will be good. Some modern thinkers we will see, like there was a person called Thomas Hobbes. He gave some kind of idea that what should be this state, social contract. He told social contract. Initially we human beings also like animals only. We human beings evolved from animals. Animals are roaming in the forest, roaming in the grasslands, and whatever the food they get, they are eating. In the initial phases of life, we humans also like animals. We were also trying to hunt various animals, and we are trying to get the roots and fruits, whatever nature is giving. People were living in the caves also, naturally available caves, and initially even on this earth the climatic conditions were very cold. When the climatic conditions were very cold, it was very difficult to survive also. People were using the naturally available caves so that they can protect themselves, and they were living completely depending on the nature like any other animal. Then gradually people understood how to produce their own food also. They produced crops like barley, rice, wheat, like that, according to the nature, according to the everywhere rice will not grow, everywhere wheat will not grow, everywhere barley will not grow, depending on the environment conditions. They came to know that some food crops are possible. They developed that, and they started a village life. And village life, when the society started growing and the social interaction also increased, and as they are interacting with other villages and other societies, sometimes conflicts used to happen, and there must be someone at the head of this entire community to control the activities of the state. Otherwise, if one after the other people is to keep killing, that is called, he is telling that at some point of time this social contract emerged. In the state of nature, that means when we are in the beginning stage of evolution, in the state of nature, humans' life solitary, poor, nasty, brutish and short due to constant conflicts. So, in the beginning stage, like animals, when two lions are there and if they want to get the same kind of prey, both will fight. Two tigers, both will fight. Like that, when everybody is looking for the same kind of resource, people will keep on fighting with each other. That's what initially continuously conflicts were happening. Then at some point of time, people decided that we will not achieve anything by continuously fighting for the food. Let us have some kind of rules and regulations, and let us create some food and let us distribute food among others also. Everybody need not to go for hunting, everybody need not to create food. Some people create food, some people will do some other activities, and those who are producing the food will give them, and the artisans which are creating the tools for the production, they will give them. So, in that way, people were having some kind of understanding. In the initial phase conflict, to escape this, people agree to a social contract and establish a sovereign authority to maintain order. So, there was no order, law and order was there, continuously fighting. There was an agreement among the people that people should not fight, we need to have some kind of authority. Let us create one kind of top like a boss, and he or she is going to control, maintain the order of the state, order of the public. Morality and laws are artificial constructs created by humans to allow society to function. Now, people everywhere, if there are 10 kilometers of that particular society, let us understand. Every time this authority cannot go and completely control each and everything. Every time authority will not go and punish everybody. That's why people have created some artificial construct called something called morals. Even where authority will not reach, there people will not create the trouble. Ultimate aim of this arrangement is not to kill each other, not to fight each other, and maintain peace, maintain harmony, friendly relations, happiness of everybody. But it's like in the present day circumstance, if criminals are not there, crime should not happen. If crime is not happening means because people are afraid of the police. But police are not there everywhere. For every human being, there is no police everywhere on the street. Even though police are not there, criminal activities are not happening. In some places they are happening, but in majority of the places they are not happening. Why they are not happening? Despite there is no someone who is trying to regulate it. Because people themselves understood that stealing is not good, killing is not good, creating trouble is not good, happiness is the purpose of this life. So, people themselves started understanding. And how these people understood? This is because of the social construct. Since ancient times, our ancestors keep on telling this to the people that we need to live this in this kind of atmosphere, then only people can live together, people can achieve together. That is what morality, according to Thomas Hobbes, is saying. Morality and laws are artificial constructs created by humans to allow society to function. Nature did not create any law, nature did not create any moral. In nature, like any species are born, human beings are also born naturally. But the moment people are conflicting each other and continuously fighting each other, people wanted to create certain artificial controls. These controls are laws, these controls are morals. The sovereign has absolute authority to define and enforce morality and laws. And who will decide this? These are artificial. Artificial means the people created. The people means the top, and they will understand. The people who are at the top, they will understand what is good for the entire society according to that society. Like America is a society, India is a society, Saudi Arabia is a society, China is a society. According to their own societies, their own nature, they will create these kind of laws and morals. People have a duty to obey the sovereign except when their life is directly threatened. People are bound to follow these laws and morals, then only they can live happily. Till the time they are not directly, suppose if the top leaders themselves are coming and killing the people, at that time people have the right to completely disobey, but till the time people have the duty to obey. Moral and political obligations stem from this social contract, not from God or nature. So he is saying, in the nature everyone is an animal. These morals and laws created by the human beings artificially, they are not created by the God, they are not created by the nature. They are humans' creation. That is his philosophy. Rousseau, according to him, so ultimately what is the purpose of this? When people are living in a single place, people should not fight with each other, people should live happily. According to that, according to Thomas Hobbes, that the society will create, the authority will decide what is moral, authority will decide what is law, people just have the duty to follow that. Then only society can survive as an entity. Rousseau, he was a French philosopher and he was giving his philosophy during this time period. After his death, immediately after 10 years, in 1789, even there was a big revolution in France. That is, we call French Revolution. Napoleon, later who became Emperor of France, he told, had there been Rousseau, there would have been no revolution also. So what he was telling that? What kind of philosophy he was telling that? Behind the French Revolution, the philosopher's role is very significant because they created awakening, they created awareness among the people, they enlightened the people that what kind of misery they were undergoing because of the authority and laws. And he is trying to say that Rousseau also proposed social contract theory, but with differences from Hobbes. And he is saying that in the state of nature, humans lived in harmony, inequality and conflict arose with the development of private property. So small difference is when Thomas Hobbes he is giving according to the nature, when humans are living in the nature like a caveman, like cave people, hunters, gatherers, according to Thomas Hobbes always they were fighting. But according to Rousseau they were very harmonious. Initially there was no conflict, people were supporting each other and there was no conflict. Inequalities and conflict arose with the development of private property. So that means there is a forest is there, 10 people are there, all 10 people can enter into the forest, whatever they get from the forest, they will eat it. Whatever they get in the forest, they share it. But the moment private property means whatever fruits I gathered, that belongs to me only. Whatever fruits some person gathered, that belongs to him only. The house wherever they are constructing, that belongs to myself only. When there was no house, that land belongs to everybody. But the moment I construct the house, then people started believing that land belongs to me. The moment they started producing the crops, that land belongs to me. That is called private property. The moment private property came, some people were getting this land, some people were not getting this land. Some people were able to enjoy the house, some people were not. Some people were enjoying the better life, some people were not. So the moment this private concept came, then society got completely disturbed. When there is no such concept, then everybody was in harmonious because land was shared by everybody, water was shared by everybody, forests were shared by everybody, animals were shared by everybody, everything. But the moment privately some people started accumulating, then every problem started. People started accumulating more and more. Some people were left and some people were getting more. Conflict started. Now to solve this conflict, social contract emerged. The social contract should preserve freedom and equality while providing the benefits of social cooperation. At this point of time, social contract emerged. People themselves voluntarily said that this should not happen. There must be authority. Everybody should get something for the sustenance and livelihood. Legitimate political authority comes from the general will of the people. Laws and morality should reflect the general will. So these common public, they decided that if we keep on fighting for this property, then no one will achieve anything. Let us have some kind of authority. That authority, when it comes to Thomas Hobbes, this authority will decide what is good for the state, what is good for the people. But according to Rousseau, people will decide what authority should do. Could you understand this? This is when it comes to Thomas Hobbes, he says that people is to conflict and authority will be there. Authority decide what people should do. That means, in case of India, to understand easily, ministers will decide what is good for the country and what is bad for the country. Top level. When it comes to Rousseau, it is not like that. People will decide what authority should do. Are you getting understanding? Here, ministers will do according to the will of the people. In simple terms, in the present day context, ministers, prime minister will decide what everybody should do. That is Thomas Hobbes. And in this case, people will decide what prime minister should do. So that is what is general will. If people are not happy with what prime minister decision has taken, then prime minister is supposed to change the decision. Otherwise, people will be angry and people have the power to remove this authority also. That's where general will. Suppose if authority is following the general will, according to the people's will only, if every decision is taken, then people should not create any disturbance. People should follow authority. When authority is doing its decisions according to the will of the people, people also have the duty to follow whatever authority decision is taken. That's how the morals and laws, here morals and laws are decided by authority and people will follow, and here people will decide moral and authority, law. People will decide what is good for the state and authority just follow that. In this case, authority will decide what is good for the people, people will follow that. So that is another way of thinking. When it comes to modern time, you may get confusion that what is correct one, what is not correct. These are the philosophies, it will apply in different circumstances differently. Universally and in every place, only single philosophy will not apply. When you are solving any particular case study, you have to understand each and every scenario. According to the circumstance, according to the case, you are going to utilize the different philosophies. Next one, Kant. Kant developed a deontological moral philosophy. He said, based on reason and duty, supreme principle of morality is the categorical imperative, act only according to rules you could think to be universal laws. So according to him, a law should be there and that law should be in consonance with the universal law, that is a nature's law. Morality is based on rational principles, not consequences or emotions. If you are doing any duty, if you are performing an action, that action is because of your reasoning. There must be a reason behind that. It should not be based on just emotion, you want to do it, you are doing. There must be reason behind it. If there is a reason, then you can follow that. And humans should take not the end, but the process also. End means, suppose you want to become IAS, it doesn't mean by cheating also we can become IAS. That is not. According to Kant, you have to achieve IAS, but by performing hard work, by following principles what are good for the society. Otherwise, fairness, justice will not be there. Open transparency will not be there. Some people, hardworking people will not be rewarded and cheaters will get rewarded. Then that is not the society which is built based on the morals. That's what humans should be treated as ends in themselves, never merely as means. We have a duty to follow moral laws regardless of the outcome. The motive matters more than the consequences. So what is your motive? Whatever motive, if motive is good, then consequences outcome may be in your favor, may not be in your favor, but your intentions are good, then you are doing the right duty. For the achieving success, for achieving wealth, for achieving great success in politics, in business, in education, in any sector, people should not recourse to the immoral act, because that will create injustice to many other sections of the people. When you are living in a society, people should abide by these moral duties. People should follow these duties very strictly, and people must not use these humans as end, as means, but as end in themselves. So that is how, when it comes to Immanuel Kant, moral worth comes from acting out of duty to the moral law, not from the self-interest. So people should take these morals. A person should be honest. It's not because someone is imposing this honesty principle on you. You should feel that that is your duty to be honest. That's why you have to follow that. If people follow in that way, then that is the ultimate good. That's what summum bonum, ultimate aim, ultimate good of the society. If you follow that principle, then that is the ultimate goal. Reason, not experience, is the source of moral knowledge and principles. Humans have dignity and autonomy as a rational being capable of following the moral laws. People should have the ability to reason. Sometimes in the society also we used to think like caste discrimination. What is the reason behind it? People know that caste discrimination is not correct, and if you reason it, automatically you will not perform any kind of discrimination. That's where, just because of emotion, just because somebody has asked, or somebody through experience by observing the elders followed this, it doesn't mean you also follow this. If you reason it, automatically you will come to know that what is good, what is not correct. Prejudices against minorities, prejudices against other linguistic people. Then if somebody was having prejudice, it doesn't mean you also will possess that. Have a reason. When everybody, human beings, are same, you will automatically appreciate the diversity, you will automatically appreciate the different lifestyles of the people, and you will respect them as a human being, not because of a religion, not because of a language, not because of the caste. Just by being humans themselves is virtuous. You have to respect the humanity. So this is about when it comes to Immanuel Kant. So these are some of the philosophies with respect to from the old level. So with this we have completed the philosophers and thinkers from India and the old. In next session we are going to deal with the next unit. Thank you very much.